Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Finger Guns with Tony, Dave, and James. I'm one of your awesome co hosts, Dave Baldwin, and I'm not joined with anyone today because Tony and James are gainfully employed, and I'm not. So I want to talk today about Myspace, the new documentary directed by Tommy Avallone, which premiered at Hot Docs this past Monday. It is, well, it's about MySpace, kind of the rise and the fall, and kind of everything that kind of went along with it. I didn't really have much of a MySpace presence. I got it to impress a girl, and as you do when you're a teenager. And I had a few things on it, but I didn't really get too deep into the weeds like some of the people that Tommy was able to speak to in this documentary, such as Jeffree Star, Tila Tequila, Dane Cook. It's pretty wild, and it's really interesting. And we had the opportunity to speak to Tommy, or I had the opportunity to speak to Tommy, and we got to talk about a few of the different parts about social media and how he made the movie, and his hopes for where it's going to go, as well as we got to gab about DVDs and Blu-rays, and I got to recommend him go to Bay Street Video, so that's pretty awesome. But yeah, if you we'll have more on Hot Docs, but for now, here's my conversation with Tommy about his film Myspace. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll have more great features coming up really soon. So stick around.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Thanks for making some time to talk to me today, and I love that Tom is here with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Can I just start from the top? Can you say your full name, please?
Tommy Avallone.
There we go. I just wanted to make sure I got your I just wanted to make sure I got last name pronounced right. So, congratulations on the film. How was the premiere last night?
It was great. We had a fun time, filled the place out. I mean, yeah, I guess the first row was empty just because who wants to sit in the first row of a movie theater? But we did well. People laughed. People got into it. Two guys at the end printed out, I guess, like pictures of me and asked for my autograph. That was strange and weird, but all fun experiences at Hot Docs.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. It's a great film, but my first question is, why MySpace? What drove you to want to make a film about MySpace?
I mean, the great thing is like, so Van Toffler, who runs Gunpowder and Sky, he used to run MTV. And at that time, Viacom tried to buy MySpace. And so he's always had this relationship with Chris and Aber and all these people who co-created MySpace. So that he always wanted to sort of tell that story. And when he's looking for director, like the people there were big fans of the Bill Murray Stories documentary. And I'm a, MySpace user. I was like the right time, the right age. I met my wife on MySpace. It was one of those things we both worked at a radio station, but like I'm not gonna like go up to her in the real world and be like, "Hey, how are you?" But through MySpace, I was like, "Oh, you like Freaks and Geeks? I like Freaks and Geeks." And a couple years later, when we got married, we came out to the Freaks and Geeks theme song. But I was at the right time with the digital camera, posting goofy photos, listening to like Cage Kennels and Postal Service. So I just love MySpace, and I knew how the site was, and I knew what it was like to be a user.
Amazing. So you met your wife on there. Were there any other like top line memories you have of MySpace?
Yeah, if you remember LFO, do you remember LFO?
I do.
I was on Rich Cronin from LFO's top 8, which was amazing. I
That's
got
awesome.
I'm a big Boy Meets World fan, so I got to talk to Ryder Strong. We were Facebook, MySpace friends for a minute there, and that was amazing. Like, I get to talk to Sean Hunter, that was awesome. And then yeah, and listening to Mickey Avalon and finding all those like just bulletins, like the new message alerts, new comment alerts. It was great, so much fun.
So did you have a lot of drama with the top eight when like cycling through it?
I mean, you always want to be on someone's top, and you get, and you made it, and then you're like, okay, now I got to stay there, So, yeah,
Amazing. Yeah, I got MySpace to impress a girl, and then you talked to Kevin Smith in the movie about Clerks 2 and having all the MySpace users, and I'm pretty sure I'm on that list.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like it's not on the DVD, but it was like, but no, I'm sorry. It's on the DVD, but it's not on the theatrical. I'm sorry, Jesus. It's on the DVD, but it's not on the digital. So it's not on like iTunes or whatever, So I was gonna try to look for my name because I would have been friends with him on that. But like Kevin was a great one because it's like you don't necessarily think of Kevin Smith when you think of MySpace, but I'm gonna drop this real quick. I text Kevin and was like, "Hey, do you have a MySpace story?" And he's like, "I do." So we went to his house and filmed the movie that way. But like Kevin, man, he doesn't get enough credit for like just always being ahead of the curve because he was on message boards way before MySpace and just knew how to communicate with his fan base. So when MySpace became a thing, it was like I've been doing this for years, and of course he did podcasts before people did podcasts and the movies he made or he did before they became popular with like the Judd Apatows or the you know Vince Vaughn sort of era. Can't say enough good things about Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I love Kevin Smith, and I love your humble brag of just like I just texted him, see what's up.
Yeah, well, I worked years to get that text, like,
You deserve it. You
yeah.
deserve it for sure. Did you try to get a hold of Tom? Like that was the question I had the whole movie.
Yeah, uh, I have talked to Tom. Me and him like exchanged, a handful of emails for like a month straight, back and forth. He's seen the movie, he likes the movie, but it was one of those scenarios where he was never going to be in it. He's not a guy. He's a shy guy. And you think of the way the internet is now is all built by like people like Tom, where it was like shy in the real world but could come to life in a desktop, like they like all his coworkers and friends would be like, Tom's personality really shined on like AIM, if you remember AOL Instant Messenger, it was like, and the message boards and all that sort of stuff. So like he just really that's the kind of world he likes to communicate in, and we talked about trying to have some sort of message from him, but he just said everything he's ever had to say and doesn't really feel like saying anything new regards to MySpace. It happened so many years ago, at least a decade and a half, they left. So
Frightening that it's been that long and how
yeah,
many
because
things have
MySpace
changed.
was in 2003, but he leaves in 2009. So
Yeah. Um, what was I going to say? What are your thoughts kind of like on social media now and how that compares to what MySpace was and kind of the infancy of social media?
different, things evolve, things change, MySpace was the beginning of it all. So of course it's going to be different, like the way I've been explaining to some people, it's like when you had the growlings, like people now join the growlings in LA to find a way to get on Saturday Night Live. But it was never that way. Like people like Will Ferrell, Kristen Wiig, when they joined the growlings, they did it because they wanted to go on stage and be a comedian. And then Saturday Night Live found them and they became huge stars. So like once that became a template, then it becomes a thing, and that's what MySpace was. Influencers became influencers. Dane Cook becomes Dane Cook. These emo bands, these hip hop stars, they all found a way to use this platform to become huge stars, and it was very organic and real. And then once people do that, then that's what different social medias create and all that stuff. So it becomes like not as pure, but a little bit more manufactured. And that's the beginning. The great things about MySpace, it was the beginning of it all.
Sure. And was there anyone that you wanted to talk to or anyone that you did talk to that didn't make it into the doc?
Sure, there was a bunch. Some people just didn't want to talk, or a good one was like we were talking to Sean Kingston. If you remember him,
Yeah.
so he was. I was talking to his mom slash manager, Miss Turner, and we got on a Zoom together, and like it was great, and we were gonna set something up to to talk to him in the movie, and but he ended up going to prison. So
um, you do this interesting thing where you bring in the gentleman who was running Obama's
Joe Anthony.
yeah, on Obama's MySpace page. And then I believe he was there yesterday as well, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing. But and then you talk about how MySpace like helped with the campaign and helped get him in.
sure.
And I thought it was interesting how that juxtaposes now
Oh, yeah,
with Facebook and misinformation, how that would have helped Trump get in.
yeah, it's glaring. You know, it's like I mean, it's glaring. So anyone who doesn't see the movie, Joe Anthony was a MySpace user that was really into Obama. Like heard his like 2006 speech and was like, "This guy is amazing. I want to start a MySpace page for him." So he starts this MySpace page and they just build an audience, you know, and then like these politicians go, maybe I should start using it. And the great thing about Obama is this guy already had like a huge following because of this. So they helped sort of like transition into that. And Joe, this normal guy, was starting to help run this social media political campaign with the Obama team, you know? And Obama credits MySpace and places like that that helped him be elected. So you're like, depending on what side you're on, you're like, this is great. And then now you're like, oh, this is quite bad. You know? Uh, so, people see how something works and then they try to figure out how to use it for their benefit. And that's what the world we're living in now, you know?
For sure. And do you miss MySpace?
Sure, yeah. But like, I also miss that. You have to remember too, like MySpace was not something you did on your phone. It was not a mobile. I mean, really, it wasn't. I mean, there was later it tried to be and stuff like that, but during that time with MySpace, you had to actively decide to go online on your desktop computer. And you're like, oh, I'm going to log on to MySpace. Now it's just like it's right in your pocket. And it's like, hey, buddy, how you doing? All the time, And I liked the idea of MySpace being like a decision versus a responsibility.
For sure. And like you could code on MySpace. Like kids were learning how to code, which I think is
Yeah.
super cool. But
Yeah.
now we have like walled gardens where like it's like that's what it looks like. You can't manipulate it at all. Like now you can
Because so much is on your phone.
yeah,
It's like it's got to be sleeker and more I don't know, easier to load.
yeah, for sure. Or because people don't have the newest phones all the time. Plus now they're bringing in things like, oh, you can add music to your profile. It's like, well, MySpace did that 20 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, what do you think we learned?
It's always great to be the person who put the song on, but it was always so annoying to go to the profile and you're just like, it's so loud. What I don't want to listen. Like the first thing you do is like pause it.
That and when you set up your cursor and like the words would scroll with the cursor,
Yeah.
that drove me insane.
Well, some people just went a little too far.
Just a wee pinch. What do you think we learned from MySpace that we brought that was a good thing, and what do you think we still haven't quite learned from that generation?
Well, I mean, the thing about it is like I'm gonna like answer your question, but like slightly not too. But like so like the thing is like MySpace, um, it normalized talking with strangers, and because like I remember my friend like started talking to a girl in Canada once online, and we're like, dude, that's scary. You shouldn't talk to people online like that. You can't like give your information or post your photos. But now it's like such a common practice. Like so many people of my day to day are me just talking with strangers, and we get to connect on our interests or just have conversations like you and me would never be talking, like it's really fun and cool to connect with people in that way, people you never would have had a chance to talk to. So like I think MySpace, the big thing from MySpace to me was normalizing talking with strangers. and it's, even Kevin Smith says it's like so much of his self-esteem or validation is from strangers, for better or worse, but to like go off of your question a little bit, it's like what I love the most is like we were the first generation to have our scene online, like a not real place. Like I think of the times of like the 70s or 80s with at the Comedy Store and how much that would have been awesome, or the 90s at the Viper Room or CBGB's Studio 54, like, or like the Stone Pony, like all these places where like a scene was happening and something was awesome, and this music was happening or this comedians were happening. But us, it was like you didn't have to stand in line, you didn't have to know someone, you didn't have to get behind a red rope. You just need a desktop computer, a password, and some decent internet, and you were in the scene. And I think that's really cool. Like our destination, our hangout was this online spot that anyone around the world could be a part of the scene. You didn't have to live in like New York or LA or like Chicago's like second city or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a, when I think of how much has changed or how much is like how much I just my son is learning how to use TikTok right now and he knows how to use YouTube and he's only 6 and it's just like amazing what a difference it is between how much access to information he has and how much he can learn from other people that he's never met
Yeah.
versus me when I was his age when I was kind of just like walled in playing Nintendo and that was the best I had.
Yeah, you're like looking up Angel Fire websites, just trying to like find like Zelda cheats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you think MySpace, do you have the gentlemen who bought MySpace and said they're going to bring it back? Do you think it could actually exist in 2026?
I mean, to me, if I were them, I would just IP the hell out of it. Like WWE when I'm a wrestling fan. I'm wearing a Chris Jericho shirt here. I wore only
Love it.
Canadian t-shirts while I'm in Canada.
I
Uh
love it. I appreciate it.
good, good. So like when WWE bought WCW, they bought it for the IP, like it's the branding, the video library and all that sort of stuff. It's like if you're MySpace and you own MySpace and maybe no one's going on your website right now, IP it, like t-shirts, stickers, like I would like if you like Target right now has got like, or Urban Outfitters has like Metallica t-shirts and Nirvana. It's like if you're gonna like rip the 90s apart and sell it to the consumers, might as well do it with MySpace, like a MySpace t-shirt at Target or Urban Outfitters, a picture with Tom, like that's what I would be doing with MySpace right now.
I really feel like you need to tell them this exact phrase that you just said to me. Yeah, we have a t-shirt or like a shirt company. It's called like Retro Kid, and they have been licensing stuff from like the CBC and different older products and have been selling it exactly like you just said. So I think that could work
Yeah, dude.
amazingly.
Yeah, I mean it's I got some shirt on like Redbubble. It was it's a picture of Tom and it's a Metallica font and it says like friend them all. So but that's not licensed, but they should be doing it.
For sure. What do you think comes next in terms of where we're at with social media and with influencing and where are we going?
Where we're going to is wherever this movie lands so people can watch it for the first time, because last night was the premiere and it was a great screening. And I'm excited for us to do our next step to sell the movie to be on whatever way people watch movies and all that sort of stuff. For social media, that's a different journey. Like I don't know. I'm not the guy that's going to solve that problem. I'm just the one that makes it about something that happened 20 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. My next question was going to be like, have you had any buyers? Have you had any interest? Like, where are you hoping? Like, what audience are you hoping gets to see this film?
Yeah, I mean, like, it would make sense anywhere. MySpace is such a universal thing, and I think the people my age would love to see it. I think the people who are younger would love to know how it all started. So I mean, there's definitely an audience there. So but we're also in the world of like independent films at this time, so who knows? I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, I'll let you guys all know. Tommy Avallone 3 is my thing on all platforms.
I love it.
I
I
think it's
love it.
I mean it's all the platforms I know how to log into. I lost my login for X, so don't worry about that. I'm an Instagram guy. I love Instagram. I've always been all about funny photos.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think you really need to worry about X. It's
Yeah, and then like the people
a
mention
great.
Blue Sky thing. I don't even know what that is, or Threads. I'm not doing Threads.
I think Blue Sky is kind of like a nicer version of what Twitter used to be.
Okay.
And then Threads, I think, is just
Twitter. Like I'm not like I mean, I guess like I feel like I put out a couple of witty things from time to time, but like I don't know, just give me a goofy photo and I'm all set.
I'm all about it. I love Instagram, and I'm all over Letterboxd. So those
That's
are the things.
one. Like I forget people consider that social media. Like I have a video store in my basement. So I started like making like TikTok videos, doing that sort of stuff, just like to goof and like have fun, not like whatever. But it's I just love filming my basement, talking about different movies and stuff like that. But I need to do Letterbox. I have an account, but like I'm one of these days, I'm like I'm gonna go through all my movies downstairs and put them all on Letterbox. So like if I'm ever out, like just I mean, you're in Toronto, right? There's some like records. It's like a bookstore. I forget it's like BNC or B.
Oh, BMD, yeah.
Yeah. And I walk by and they have like video stores, videos downstairs. Like
BMV, BMV, BMV.
there you go. Yeah, great place. And I was like, I want to get some new DVDs, but like also sometimes like forget what I have. So I need to put it on
You
Letterboxd, so I would have like an account for that.
you should go to Bay Street Video. They're Bloor, not Bloor. Yeah, Bloor and Bay near the Manulife building. If that
Okay.
means
That near the
anything to you.
conglomerates?
It's down the street from that. Like you would have to take a couple subway stops down from there.
Oh, I don't know how to use a subway.
Just get somebody just to Uber you over there. I think
Yeah.
you would love it. I
Okay.
think you would love it. They have a lot of. They're really big with rentals, and they have their library is amazing.
I'm gonna grab my phone real quick so I can write this down.
Do it. But yeah, it's in the Yorkville area, so it's down the street.
I'm a 6 minute walk from this.
There you go.
Oh, it's right next to the Tim Hortons.
That's where it is.
It don't
It's
look like anything too crazy. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. You go by you walk in through there, you kind of go down a little hallway past the Tim Hortons, you turn left and it's literally right there.
Nice. I'm definitely gonna do that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. How many movies do you have in the basement?
Oh my god, you gotta see this. I have a whole goddamn video store down there.
I love this. I wish I'm at my mom's right now, but I wish I was at my house because I have like three huge shelves of Blu-rays and 4Ks. I love that. That is
Really?
amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. How many movies do you think you have?
No idea. I'm never gonna count it.
What's your prized, your most prized?
I just have like fun collections. Like I have all my A24 movies and stuff like that, and it goes from A to Z. And I have like my Tarantino collection, my Kevin Smith collection, my Richard Linklater collection, my Greta Gerwig, Noah Baumbach collection. You know, my Edgar Wright collection. But then I have like these subsets, where it's like movies about bank robbing, or same day hangout movies. So you're like dealing like Friday and Empire Records and Days of Confused and all that sort of stuff. I mean, that's the thing. It's like I had to buy two Days of Confused because I wanted one in my Richard Linklater and one in my one day hangout movie.
I love this.
And then I also have like I'm a TV star that wants to do a movie where I go crazy. So I have like Garden State. I have oh God, the girl from Community did a lot. Both girls from Community did a lot of those sort of things. Kristen Wiig did
Oh,
a lot of those sort of
yeah.
movies. I'm blanking on all their names now, but also have like
Dave Franco's Alison Brie.
Alison Brie, but and also the blonde. God, there was a better way of explaining that one.
I know who you're talking about. She played.
Yeah,
Did she play Britta? Is that who she played?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I know
Anyway,
who you're talking
I mean, she's a great director as well, but she's done a lot of those sort of like I'm going crazy movies, and so did Alison Brie, but and Kristen Wiig. But anyway, and then I also have like I'm so popular, I need to be in my own movies. So you have like Kid and Play and like House Party. Uh, you know, um,
You get the new Criterion.
yes.
Excellent.
And that's funny. Like I was talking to someone about it because I was like, maybe I could do a Kid and Play documentary. But like, I was like, you not to discredit that movie, but I go, why is that in Criterion? It's just like a silly movie. Like I put it as like almost like a chairman of the board with Carrot Top sort of thing, right? And then I looked into it. I was like, that movie premiered at Sundance in 1991 and was like nominated for like 7 Independent Spirit Awards. I was like, of course. And like you watch it again because I was way more of a class act than a house party guy. I mean, Blade Brown, come on. So yeah, so I was surprised by it, but I was like, that's awesome that it's a Criterion now. But Frankie and Annette movies, um, Disorderlies, I think I mentioned. Cheech and Chong movies are all in that section. But then I have summer movies. So I have like all these like subsections sort of stuff.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fun.
I genuinely love that, and I'm genuinely jealous of that picture you showed me.
Yeah.
Uh, so
If you have TikTok at all, it's my name number 3.
number three,
I
yeah.
have like a bunch of videos where I'm just like going through stuff.
Well, it sounds like what I'm going to be doing right after I finish talking to you. So what's next for you then? Are you going to make what is your next documentary? How are we going to get you in the Criterion collection?
That'd be great, right? I do have Vinegar Syndrome did release some of my movies through Enjoy the Ride Media. The House From is out in Vinegar Syndrome, and our 10th anniversary of I Am Santa Claus is on that. So that was fun to like do these like I never had a 10th anniversary or something.
That's
But
cool.
I'm doing a documentary now with all my old footage growing up. So it's a documentary about documenting and like why do we film each other and stuff like that. So it's cool. It's like the camcorder was created in 1983, and we're the first generation to sort of grow up having like everything being documented like properly. Like
Mhm.
where it's like our parents were on these like old film reels where it was silent and everyone's moving all wonky. It's like you sort of live forever in these tapes. So
That's amazing. And then I loved that you got them to take pictures, selfies with the camera in the dock.
yeah,
I loved that. That was amazing. And the
yeah, you gotta throw goofy stuff like that in there. We had their people hold their MySpace photos. Did the selfies, did the Tom pose. So.
loved all of it.
My
So
favorite part of the movie is when I get one of my dad jokes in. I asked Little John, I said, so much of MySpace was all about the selfies. Would you say it's about the shots? And he's like, oh God. And of course, we fair use his song after that.
works. It works amazingly. And if you had an opportunity to talk to Little John, obviously you're going to brighten that up. You got to say something like that. Like,
Yeah,
when are you going to have that opportunity again?
yeah. I mean, Little John's great.
Was there a favorite person you got to talk to?
I mean, all of them are favorites for different reasons, like Little John was just fun and was like a goal of mine, like because he was so busy, I had to like keep on it to see if he could actually do it. I mean, to finally have Kevin Smith in one of my movies was amazing. I'm a huge Sage Francis fan, so like that was awesome. Same thing with Mickey Avalon, like and like talking to Chris Carrabba of Dashboard Confessional, you like that was amazing because he's such a great storyteller. So there was like so many. Dane Cook was great. It was all good.
It's a great documentary. Congratulations on it. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it, and I wish we had more time to kind of like veer into more DVD stuff because there's a Vinegar Syndrome store a lot further away than you are now. But there's one in I think it's in Roncesvalles, I think.
Well, there's one in Connecticut that I want to go to soon because like I'm in New Jersey, so
Yeah.
it's like a 4 hour drive. But I was like, I kind of want to do that. I go to dumb places all the time. Like, not that Vinegar Syndrome's dumb, but like I have this fascination with Fuddruckers. Did you ever have Fuddruckers around in Canada?
I can't remember, but I know what it. I have a knowledge of what it is.
Okay, well, what's this chain, that I grew up loving, and they had one in like Voorhees, like close to where I was from, and it went under, and it's like that sucks. And then when I start traveling, I try to find and see if there's a Fuddruckers near us. Whenever we travel for shoots or whatever, and I've been to 37 different Fuddruckers locations. So much so that the owner of Fuddruckers now acknowledges me as the number one Fuddruckers fan. They opened up a new one in the DC area, in Chinatown. They invited me to the grand opening. So uh,
You made
small
it.
victories. Small victories.
You made it. But congratulations again. I hope tonight's screening goes well.
Yeah,
And
9:45. So I'll probably be asleep. Yeah.
just get a nap. Get a nap in after you go get your DVDs. And what's that?
I might have to take a nap. Who knows?
You should. I live by naps, so I get it. Go get your DVDs because that's the most important thing, and then enjoy them for a sec. Take a nap and go to your screening.
Amen. Thank you
There
so
we
much.
go.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. You take care. Good luck with everything.
I see you, buddy.
All right. See ya.